Okay, so my dad picked up this ultrasonic cleaner probably a couple weeks ago, if that, and used it twice and it quit working. It is a Creworks 30-liter ultrasonic cleaner. I haven't looked at it. We're going to plug it in, see if it does anything, and then we'll tear it apart and see what we can figure out. He did say that the power button would turn on, but nothing on the front display would. So I'm going to go ahead and power button turns on. Move around to the front here. We can see Creworks Ultrasonic Cleaner, and we have nothing. Turn the timer on. Nothing on the front display. Got a mechanical timer. That's about it. So let's get it opened up. I did go ahead and unplug the power supply, so I don't have any power on here. We're just going to get this bottom popped off. And the edges feel a little sharp, so I'm going to have to be careful with that. Looks like we got 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 12 screws to pull out. It's got an exhaust fan, it looks like. That's about all I can see. I can see a circuit board in here. When he bought this from eBay, and it had really good reviews, but when I went over to Amazon, a lot of complaints on the same issue. Used it twice, it broke after 1 month. So we're going to take a look and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's all the screws there. Let's see. We're going to get inside of here. Lean that forward. Pretty simple setup. Looks like we have our. Let me get you over closer. Looks like we have the ultrasonic cleaners and a heating element. So there's our heating element there, and each individual ultrasonic cleaner, and then our actual controllers there. So let's start by, okay, I see some serviceable fuses. I don't know if they're serviceable or not, but we know they're solder in, so they're serviceable, but they're not just pop in and replace. So let's go ahead and start by checking the fuses. All right, so the control board that's not working is over here on this unit here, and they're all, let's see, daisy chained. Yeah, so each one's a power supply for each. It looks like a bank of. We've got one power supply here, or one bank here, one bank here, one here, and one here. So let's see if I can go ahead and pop this. There we go. Let's do a quick visual inspection. I really don't see anything burnt, so we're just going to go straight to the fuse. Got my multimeter. We're going to set that on diode check. It's going to give us a beep as long as we have continuity. That fuse is good. The fuse is good. Good fuse. Good fuse. And where's the fuse on this bad boy? And check the outside fuse here. That fuse is good. Alright, so all of our fuses appear to be good. Okay, so power comes in right here, and it goes out here, and it looks like here. I'm going to go ahead and check for voltage to make sure we have input power. Move over to alternate current AC. And see if we got anything on the output here. Nothing there. Okay. Inputs, 120 volt input. So I'm assuming it's coming in, hitting this transformer, and then lowering the voltage down. So we do have voltage in, so it's got to be in this board that we're having the issue. And then to our outputs, we got some relays, and looks like a little DC converts it over to DC there, and some amplifiers here. All right, so far nothing. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure where I left off. I had kind of found a stopping point. The ultrasonic cleaner display wasn't coming on. Pulled the main board out, and I found what provides your DC power is this unit right here. Right here. And so I was like, well, let me see if that's getting power. So here's my input power, AC. And then I was like, well, what's this little red thing right here? And comes to find out that I looked it up on Google, and it's a fuse, and the fuse is blown. So I went ahead and ordered a pack of fuses. I'm gonna pull the old one out and put the new one in and see if that fixes our problem.
Okay, so at this point my microphone died and I wasn't aware of it. Anyways, you need a good soldering iron, you need a solder sucker and some flux. I went ahead and pulled the old one out, and I'm putting a new one back in right now. It's two clips. Go ahead and cut off your ends of the fuse so it doesn't touch the metal. And then, check your solder joints, make sure they're good. Flip everything back over there. There's the new fuse. This is the 392 3.18. Let's go ahead and put everything back together. I recommend taking pictures of your wiring before you pull it all apart. That way you know where everything goes. And right here I'm just tracing everything out and make sure it goes back together. I'm going to flip it over right now and put everything back together. I'm only going to put a couple screws in there to check it out. That way if I have to take it back apart, we will. Flipping it over really slow because I only have 2 screws in there. We're going to plug it in and turn it on, and there we have a display. That's what we're looking for. Go ahead and give you a thumbs up. Thumbs ups, yes. Fill it up with a little bit of water to test it out. Realize it's really loud, so I'm draining it, and I got to take it out to the garage. But that is it. That was the problem.
All right, so we got the ultrasonic cleaner working. It's currently at 114 Fahrenheit. And when you turn the time on, the ultrasonic cleaners come on. What had happened is Dad turned it to 200, and I'm not sure when, but it did quit working. The display turned off. Power in the back still worked. So if your ultrasonic cleaner, your Creworks ultrasonic cleaner is not displaying, but the light comes on in the back, chances are it's that little fuse that's controlling the DC board. Not sure why it blew. I'm just assuming it overheated or overamped, and that caused it. So I put 4 amp in it. We're going to go use it a few times to see if that fixes it. But if you have any questions, we still have it and possibly help you out. That's probably your problem. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.